book of Exodus, the 20th chapter, beginning with the first verse. And God spoke all these words. I am the Lord your God, who brought you out of Egypt, out of the land of slavery. You shall have no other gods before me. You shall not make for yourself an idol in the form of anything in heaven above, or on the earth beneath, or in the waters below. You shall not bow down to them or worship them. For I, the Lord your God, am a jealous God, punishing the children for the sin of the fathers to the third and fourth generation of those who hate me, but showing love to 1,000 generations of those who love me and keep my commandments. Now, when we look at the first and second commandments, we often kind of rush over them because they don't apply today, right? We don't have any statues of Baal lying around except in museums. Nobody's making sacrifices to Jupiter or Thor. That's the past. That's all ancient history. We don't have to worry about it. And we don't make idols of wood or stone or gold or silver. But nevertheless, we make idols. Now, a lot of them that we make, you've all heard about and you all know, and they're easy to avoid. Oh, well, prosperity is an idol. Materialism is an idol. We got all these things that aren't really good for us. It's easy to look at them and say, yeah, we don't want to make those our idols. So those aren't our problems. But there are things that we love, rightfully so. There are things that I say they are good but not God. And that's where we have to worry. I mean, it's easy to look at materialism and see where that goes wrong, why that's not good, depending on money, depending on things. But the most insidious false gods, most insidious idols are things that are good but not God. Your country, if you're Canada, Canadian, Canada, for us, America. America is good. Our ideals are wonderful. I love America. I'm proud to be an American. And I believe that in spite of our flaws as a nation, as we continue to try to live up to our ideals as a nation, we become better. I love our country. You love our country. There's nothing wrong with that. But America is not God. Read the Constitution. You won't find God's name in the Constitution one single place. We like to talk about our Christian heritage, but when our framers wrote the Constitution, they made clear this is a human institution. Authority in America rests with the people. We the people. And because authority rests with the people, and America is a human creation, it's not perfect. It can't be God, and we cannot elevate it in our life to a place that is equal with God. I was reading online a response to a post a friend of mine had put on there, and one of the responses was, the Bible was written by the greatest American who ever lived, Jesus Christ. It's like, you're wrong on more than one account there, but there are people who equate America that closely with God. That's idolatry. What else? Nature. I love nature. I love going for hikes. Turkey Run State Park is one of my favorite places in the state. Just walking through those canyons and those woods, wading through those streams. We're part of nature. It gave us life. It's responsible for the food we eat. So much of it is beautiful. But there's something else about nature. Nature doesn't care. Go out in the world, in the woods, run into a bear. Now, I love bears. You know what that bear in the woods thinks? It doesn't care that I love it. And if it thinks I'm hungry, or if it thinks I'm a threat to its cubs, it doesn't care how much I love it. Nature is also storms. The tornado doesn't care about you. The hurricane doesn't care about you. Nature is powerful, it's majestic, it's beautiful. It doesn't care about you at all. It's not God. It's good, but it's not God. Now I'm going to get closer to home. Family. I love my family. I'm supposed to love my family. That's good. Hopefully, you have families that you love. Hopefully, you all belong to a good family, but you know, there are families out there that aren't good. And even the best family is not perfect. I love my grandparents. I love my grandma, but when I look at my dad's life and my grandma, I go, boy, she really messed him up a few places, didn't she? It's harder for me to see how my parents might have messed me up in a few places, but I'm sure they did. And when I look at my kids, Sometimes I wonder, did I mess them up so they're that way? Or did they learn from somebody else, you know? But family's not perfect. But there's more to the problem of raising family to the position of godhood. You can't always depend on family. We want to, and it's not always their fault you can't depend on them. I love my parents. They died on me. They left me. Now, yeah, they left me because they died. But they're not here anymore. All human families, all human relationships end in grief. Friends move away. Friends grow apart. Parents die. Children move out. Siblings fight. Parents and children get estranged. Husbands and wives separate. These things happen. And even when they don't, even the couple that's married for 70 plus years, it's almost always the case that one dies and leaves the other behind. That's the way it is. Now, I'm not saying don't love these things. I'm not saying don't love your friends or your family. I'm not saying don't love America. I'm not saying don't love nature. These are good things to love. But we must understand that they're not God. They can never be God. God created them all. And if we treat them as God, they're going to disappoint us. I mean, we look back at stone and wood and gold idols. We know there's nothing behind that idol. You pray to a rock, it's going to disappoint you. Probably fairly quickly. You've got to pray for something and not get it because the rock can't do anything. You hold your family to the position that belongs to God alone, they're going to disappoint you. It's not their fault. It's your fault for putting them up on that pedestal. It's your fault for making an idol of them and expecting of them things that are not fair to expect of them. Don't expect their love to be eternal. Don't expect their love to be perfect, because they're human, and even when things go the best, that won't happen. And things won't always go the best. God gave us many things in this world to love. God created the earth and all that is in it, and God looked at it, and God said it is good. And then, in Exodus, when he gave the Ten Commandments, he reminded us that just because it is good does not mean it is God. Give the primary place of love and obedience and trust in your life to God and God alone. Nothing else can fill that spot. And it is not fair to any of the good things in this world to expect them to. Our closing hymn is number 653, Whiter Than Snow.